What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
How's everybody doing out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to say. That's
Yeah. How
what
y'all
kind
doing out there? Yeah.
Hey, thank you for joining us. We are local musicians.
XP.
Hey, see, he was ready, man. I can't fool you. I changing the tempo and everything.
I know, bro. I'm part of the rhythm
Fast,
section, baby.
fast, fast, fast.
Yeah.
All right, we are here for another episode of Chop It Up Tuesday.
I'm not 0 for 7 anymore, man.
He's 7 for 7.
You remember? Marcus Roberts? There's 7 different touches on the piano. You don't know any
Oh,
of them.
there. We don't want to get back into that. You have to go back to last week's episode to see the
Lamontagne said I'm 7 for 7 now. I'm not 0 for,
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. We are here for another episode of Chop It Up Tuesday. We have a packed show for you.
Wait. You didn't do
tonight.
your moniker, bro.
Hold on, I'm not. Am I finished, man? Why
you just kind of glazed over it like a Krispy Kreme donut, bro?
You interrupted me. I'm trying to get a flow. I got to try to.
Man,
trying to get a flow.
I'm just so used to,
I was about to go in. I was about to say we are here for your audio and visual pleasure.
Nah, we talking.
See, man, we
talking, bro.
You could tell you an educator, man, because you impatient. Always trying to tell cats what to do.
Hey, I turned over a new leaf, bro. I don't do that anymore.
I don't think so.
Stop that.
It's the second week in a row. It's second week in a row. You've been rushing me, man. You rushing me.
All right.
Rushing me. Listen, we got a packed show tonight.
What's up, Billy?
And we should have some new people here. We have special guest in the house, and we also have some interesting topics. We have a special rant.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So a rant that I was fortunate or unfortunate. No, I'm gonna say I was fortunate enough to deal with the situation last night that we are definitely going to bring up and pull no punches about it. So
I missed it, bro. I can't believe it.
I know. Well, here's the thing. So when we got changed out, as you were complaining and moaning about a few seconds ago,
right.
This is why if it had I not got changed out at that time, can you imagine what would have happened?
Oh, yeah,
so we're giving you a little tease, but this is very serious, something very serious happened that we're gonna discuss later in the show. So but thanks everybody for hanging out with us. If we are I can't get away from this guy, man.
Shout out, Vio.
Like,
what's up?
It's like everything. Anytime I hear somebody talk about the Allman Brothers, I know Mike Veal's around, man. I know he's around. He's close somewhere.
He's somewhere, right? Lurking.
There's two things. Listen, there's two things that Mike Veal knows about.
Okay.
UGA football and the Allman Brothers. That's it. Everything. That's his whole life revolves around those two things. Tell me I'm wrong. Brian back there laughing because he knows I'm telling the truth.
Hey, he even mentioned that Georgia Bulldogs made it to the tournament. So
I see. I tell you, that's all you're gonna. That's it. That is it. Those two subjects. What's up, Veal? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the show, next week I believe is going to be YouTube exclusive. We are going to be on YouTube only, and our very special guest next week will be the great Daryl Reeves. I know a lot of people been trying to find this cat and wondering what he's up to. He may be in the chat tonight. He is going to be joining us next week, and we are going to talk about all things what he's been doing, what he's been up to, uh, all the good stuff. So join us next week on YouTube. I will try to do some promotion through the week and let people know that we will not be messing with Facebook any longer. So I don't know how to say it. So
Right.
subscribe to the YouTube channel, please, and set your notification bell. Know when we go live.
Yes.
And so, all right, let's get some housekeeping out the way. This Sunday, we got Tyrone Jackson and Friends. That is going to be at Waller's Coffee Shop. Sorry, Felgu. I should have had. I know you need something to do. I just brought this up and I didn't get your permission, so I'm gonna keep my hands off the buttons, man. Keep my hands off the buttons. You got it. All right, like, you got it. So, but this coming Sunday,
Yes.
my man here, and it will be Lava High, Robert Boone, Kelly McCarty joining him over at Waller's Coffee
and Patrick Arthur.
And Pat. Oh, so you got the big band.
A little quintet.
So, and these are all people that directly, indirectly studied with you, which is which is very cool. So, but that's this coming week for the Unity Jazz first Sunday. Brother Stan Bryant puts this production on, and tickets, you can go to Waller's Coffee Shop, their website, and you can get tickets. And then he also might leave it in the chat. You gonna leave it in the chat for him, man, where they can get a ticket?
Yeah, we can. I'll put that in the chat there. I'll put it in there.
Okay, maybe Falgu can make that happen. You know,
go to Unity Jazz, Falgu.
Okay. And so that's the first order of business. Tomorrow, Red Light Cafe session will be on board. I will be there hanging out and watching and possibly sitting in with my brothers. That will be.
Bring your sticks, bro.
Bring the stick. I got Boom got sticks I can use. I don't need to bring.
Oh, that's what y'all do? I thought you had to have your own sticks.
Yeah, I mean you can, but you know,
you can use a cat sticks.
Use what's there, man.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So, but that's at 9 p.m. That gets packed. So if you want to get there and hang out or play, I suggest getting there early. All right. And that's over in Amsterdam Circle, Red Light Cafe. All right. Okay, we got also, I have a show coming up in Greenville, South Carolina. This is going to be not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. Greenville's not that far. If you want to see the great Pat Bianchi, organist extraordinaire, featuring guitarist Ronnie Elliott and a drummer to be named later, some dude on the show. But yes, I will be playing along with these cats. Ronnie Elliott is a 15-year-old jazz guitar phenom. So if you have not checked him out, I will maybe have some sneak peek footage next week of Mr. Ronnie Elliott. But that is going to be for the wheel sessions. The link for the tickets, if you are interested in that, is in the chat. So I put that in the chat earlier, so that should be there. And you can go, and thank you, Falgu, for pulling that up. There is the link. So that will be next Saturday up in Greenville, South Carolina. So, all right, I think that's all of our. Is that all our promo, my man? That's all the housekeeping, man. Housekeeping.
Man, when I saw one of the topics for today, I thought it had to do with we're listening, bro. I was like, oh, okay, we about to chop it up about listening.
Hey, that the name itself. So my wife and I were fortunate enough to go up to Knoxville, Tennessee this past Friday and check out one day of the Big Ears Festival. And this is a phenomenal event that, man, a lot of people don't know about. You know how my wife is, she know all the premier festivals, man. And she shot photography for most of them. But this one, I can't even remember how she said that she kind of found out, kind of secondhand about it, but it's up in Knoxville. They have it every year. It's 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And what they do is they have elite artists in the downtown Knoxville area. So they have them at all the different venues in downtown Knoxville. There's a couple of theaters, a couple of clubs, but then there's also the Civic Center, and where we saw Esperanza Spalding was at the Civic Center. And man, it was just a really inspiring event, even though we only went up for 1 day. I mean, I can't imagine trying to catch more than that, because your brain, it's like it's such a high level of artistry. There's no break. It's like you gonna get clocked from 10 o'clock. Now they had some cool things where Blue Note Records and Don Was, who I saw walking around, he was sitting at the Michelle and Deggio Cello show, eating popcorn, just chilling. He's very, very, very involved in helping all of these artists, promote their brand, and is doing a really great job with allowing artists to truly express themselves. There's some very, impressed is not the word I'm really looking for, but I'm going to use it, because I was very impressed at, especially some of the young artists like Emmanuel Wilkins, who I may play a clip here in just a second of Emmanuel, but he's a young, saxophone player, man. And what's crazy is these cats are writing suites. They're writing, they're not just writing tunes. They're writing complete books of work.
Right.
And his new record, I believe, is called Blood. I don't want to get it wrong. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Well, shout out to these cats that are just composing and take this music.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, man, this is what we need. This is what's not happening enough. So Blues Blood is Emmanuel Wilkins' new album, and it's just, man, it takes you on a journey. This cat had he had a chef, man, on stage with him.
A chef?
Okay, so I gotta explain something to you. Check this out. So I'm gonna play a little clip of this, and I want you to pay attention behind where the singers are. There's two singers. There's three vocalists. But behind him, it looks like it's a DJ, right? That's what you're gonna. But check them out. Check them out. Check it out. All right, so if you look closely, you see this cat right here?
Yeah, he's cooking.
He cooking an African stew, man. And the aroma went all the way through the auditorium, bro.
Really?
And you're trying to figure out what in the heck is that? and it's this cat back here cooking, which goes along with the concept. He had 3 vocalists. One of the vocalists was from India. The drummer, who is my favorite drummer on the planet right now, Kwiku Sumbri, who is just incredible. He was playing.
Mm-hmm.
But these cats are just, man, this is like
bass player was handling business too. I don't know who
they're playing at they're playing at the highest level, man. They're playing at the highest level. And what was so cool is that it's one of those things where you remember how if you listen to someone's record and you didn't see the live show first, you kind of listen to the record, you're like, man, I don't quite get, because sometimes, you know, cats are putting up complex concepts, right? So you're like, I don't get it. Then you go see them live and you go, oh, now I get it. So it was a little bit of a throwback to that, where you kind of had to see it live. And that happened with me too when I saw Michelle Ngeghiocello play, because she just did an album based around James Baldwin, and you listen to the record and it's like, man, this is kind of heavy. But then you go see the show and it's like, now you're going back to the record and you're like, oh man, now you get it. You know what I mean? Really that marriage of record and live is, you know, there's still some people that are doing that. It's harder and harder to find, but I think what Don Woods is doing with Blue Note, man, he's allowing these cats to do things like that, and it's really, really, really incredible, really incredible. So
that's important, man. It's really important as an artist, like, to be given the task to let your vision come out, right? You like to be allowed to that, because we have to care about the audience so much,
right?
Because of the promoters, right? The promoters say, hey, we got to get butts in the seats and stuff like that. And the artist is like, okay, but I think the crowd really want to hear what we're really doing, like what we really aspire to do.
Right.
And so that's, you want to garner the interest from that crowd that wants to do that and not just be entertained, right? So as artists, we're truly looking for that. Will somebody be able to interpret our art and get our meaning without us telling them, right? And come up with your own meaning. This is what it meant to me. That's what true art is, right? Where
that's the way it used to be, man. That's the way it used to be. It was cats were trying to out concept each other, you know, and that's in any style of like what rock, all the conceptual rock guys, you know, jazz, what's his name? You remember the country star, real super famous cat, Garth Brooks. Had that record where he had an alter ego where he was like a pop star, not a country star. I forget what it was called, man, but that was killing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, God, it's really cool to see. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of places, just like you said, where, because everybody's is so concerned about dumbing down stuff so they can try to get the mainstream out, that look at who's on. Look, I'm not trying to crush these jazz festivals, but I mean, they're not really jazz festivals anymore.
No.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, New Orleans, my home city, the jazz fest is not really.
I have been hearing, you know, I was fortunate to play when would I play there? I played maybe 16 or 17 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
And it's now called the Heritage. They call it the Heritage Festival, right?
It used to be Jazz and Heritage Festival.
Now it's Jazz and Heritage Festival, you know. And it was like, I mean, I guess they've always had, because I mean, even going back to the Newport or the Cool Jet, like there was still sort of there was some crossover stuff that was happening, but the real jazz cats were on display at these festivals, and now they're really not, man. They're just not. You know, Manuel Wilkins, man, he can't come to Atlanta and play that. and do what he. I mean, people be like, man, what is this?
Why you can't do that?
At the jazz festival?
Andre 3000 played at the jazz festival last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Avant-garde flute.
How did that go over?
Hey,
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying he could do it. I'm saying, what would the response be? And maybe I'm being, extra critical right now, but these cats, like I said, it's great that they have places like because Vijay Iyer, Tyshawn Sorey, all of these geniuses, man. These guys are like in a whole nother like realm. So it was just great to see them be able to
mention my name in the geniuses segment.
I said Ty Jackson? Ty? guitar.
I gotta go to my cardiologist. Hurt my heart right there.
All right, man. We have a special guest in the house that we are going to bring into the fold, and this is someone who you know very well because he was a part of your tutelage. So I'm gonna let you
tell the truth. Tell the truth.
We don't need to do that, do we? So why don't you tell the audience what's
so we have an opportunity to talk to and get a unique perspective of when you have a student that comes through from inception, from the audition process on to graduation, and is doing a lot of things, touring and being a musician for hire and for work, and professional musician, meaning that he gets paid for what he does. And so I think it's a unique perspective to get a person like that in, since some of the old heads are now passing the torch and stuff, right? So
are you officially an old head, man?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I believe so.
I am. But I still got, I still got smoke left for anybody who want it, Still got some smoke. It's just that on the days that the weather changed, man.
Your arthritis kick in.
I start playing like a nice old man, the beautiful ballads and stuff. Sometimes I still got the fire, but then ballads come out every now and then. Now, no. So yeah. So without further ado, we have my second graduated student from Kennesaw State University, Mr. Zach Keys Wilson. Let's bring him on in.
What up, man?
Oh, there he is.
What's going on?
Oh, he got the deep voice. Oh, listen to him. You got the deep voice. What's going on? He got the deep voice. He got the deep voice going on, man. This cat, man.
I'm happy to be here, man. I've been trying to get on this podcast for so long, man. I Tyrone put me on the podcast. He's like, you'll get there.
Where did the beard come from, bro? What was that?
I didn't have it on Sunday. I didn't have it when I saw you
on Sunday, bro.
The lighting's different. Lighting's different. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. How's it going, Chris? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing?
It's been a minute, man. I mean,
sir.
Last time was probably at the High Museum.
Yep.
That was
fun. That was a minute ago, though. That was like 21.
That was a minute ago.
Like
that's the last 22 time.
With Dash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the first time y'all two played together.
Exactly.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are before we get into how this thing all started off? But I'm curious because I never asked this question before. What is one of the things that you learned about Chris by playing with him that you didn't know about?
Oh, we gonna go there already? We going philosophical?
I just remember because that gig was with Dash, and if you play with Dash, it's super free, just super open. As long as you know the core of the song with Dash, you're straight. Chris, he just seemed super intentional. He was really cool. And that was about it. I was just like, oh no, he's killing. I'm like, but now I actually get to play with him.
Oh wow.
So
cool.
It wasn't anything that like was super out of the ordinary.
Okay, well, since that was a nice little segue, nice little, admirable thing that you said there. Let's start off with our relationship. How did that start?
Man. It was nice and easy.
Really?
Came through came through the audition. I knew the pieces. I even played something extra. I played a song from your album. It was a whole to do.
really?
Anyways, nah. So we're gonna start here. So
I mean, should we not start
dog,
here?
we're here. We're here, man. We're here. The story's been told, but like Chris may not know it, and the viewers may not know it. So I applied to KSU, but KSU rejected me because of my SAT scores. And so I was like, okay, my audition for the music school is canceled. I think it's automatically canceled, right? And so turns out it wasn't. So the day of the audition, Tyrone's calling me, and like I don't have Tyrone's number for real. So like I'm just like, who's his number? I'm like, whatever, not answering. And so anyways, he's like, hey man, like you skipped that on your audition, like you didn't tell nobody. Like, and I was like, in my mind, I'm just like, oh, the audition got canceled. I'm like, I'm not accepted. I'm like, whatever. I'm keeping it moving. But no, Tyrone encouraged me. He was like, hey, recheck your scores. I've seen some of your videos. I think you're cool. I think we can work something out. Recheck your test. Come audition like next month or month after that. That happened, and yeah, that's how we got cool. That's how it started.
Yes, I still remember what you auditioned with too.
We don't need to talk about that.
But I think we need to talk about it because I need to explore the mindset because I saw your videos. Obviously, when you were playing, you were like always in charge, right? Even when you were like playing. So I'm listening. I was like, okay, let me check this cat out, right? So he came in the audition with Blue Bossa, but he did it as a swing. And it sounded good, but I said, dude, and hey, Zach, for the record, you're not the only young cat that has had these moments. I had this moment with my teacher, and so I'll explain that in a second. So I said, why would you play it as a swing tune? The name of the song tells you what it is. It's Blue Bossa. You're like, I'm trying to change it up.
Man, I wanted to change it up. I thought it was cool. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do the line for Master Blaster, and I think I did that. I'm sure I did it. I've done it before. Like, right. Oh, I'm gonna put the lick to Master Blaster in there. It's like, oh man, you see what I'm doing? Whatever. But it caught your eye, I guess, or it caught your ears. It did something. I don't know. It did something.
So take us from that through school. I mean, you were already playing. What did the school aspect do for you? And then, when did you go through the school and come out of it? And what's your expectations? And then what has happened in your career as a musician?
Man, being at KSU, it really put me in any type of jazz situation that I could have been in. See, like I didn't grow up playing jazz for real. Like I knew some jazz, and like the jazz that I knew was the new stuff, like Glasper, Corey, all those people. And so Tyrone was like, hey man, like if you want to play like Corey, which is like my favorite, Corey and Robert Glasper are my favorites. He's like, yo, if you want to play like them, you got to learn about Oscar Peterson and all these other people, McCoy Tyner, all that sort of stuff. So, really had to get to the basics of that to kind of catch up, because a lot of these kids are already just like, that's their language that like they know, So once I kind of got into that, I was still, listening and doing like my other stuff, but like in lessons and stuff, that's what I was learning. So did all that. I was okay in lessons. It was like a hit or miss depending on the semester, depending on what I had going on in life. But no, like Tyrone definitely encouraged me. He's like, dog, you got the stuff. You just need to just do it. You're like almost there. You're about to turn the corner. You're about to turn it. Just turn. And so anyway, so that was that. So I did that. I did big band with Sam. I was always in a combo, if not two. And so I learned a lot. My senior year is when I kind of started gigging for real. And then I graduated, and then the pandemic hit. But I graduated right before the pandemic hit. I graduated December 2019, and then the pandemic was March 2020. But no, I was gigging, doing jazz gigs, but I was still doing R&B gigs. I started playing at a church. Still doing all that. But man, going to school and getting the jazz degree or going down that track, I feel like having that knowledge prepares me to do. I feel like if you can do jazz, you can do pretty much anything. Because especially like, ear training and doing all that sort of stuff. Like I can pick out a song, especially if it's like an R&B song with like not that many changes. I was like, dog, I can do that in any second, you know. So, but no, it was great. And since then, I've gotten the chance to play for some artists. Before I graduated, I played with this artist. Her name is Baby Rose, and so I played with her, and she was opening up for Snow Allegra on tour. I've gotten to play with CeeLo Green. I played with Rick Ross. I played with the War and Treaty. I put out 2 albums. And yeah, just a little this, a little that, you know. Okay. And I've just been working. So yeah.
That's good. You don't have to work at Starbucks or nothing like that.
Nah, I'm not there. I'm not.
You don't have to move back in with moms. You know.
Oh, that sounds. I don't want to. Well, man, if they lived here, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad. Just so like that, I don't have to pay for rent or anything. But they don't live here, and like I've been living by myself. I ain't trying to. Nah, I'm good.
Right. Any questions, Chris? You got chilling.
I'm letting y'all reminisce. I do have some questions, but
let's go. I talk to Tyrone all the time.
Well, I mean, let's talk a little bit about when you were in school. What types of things were you listening to, or what was suggested listening to you that you had never really checked out before? It could be artist or, you know, musically or whatever.
It was stuff that I had kind of heard before. I know in one of our combos with Professor Justin Shazarik, we pretty much learned a whole Wynton Kelly album, I believe. So that was that. I had never heard of him before then. I had never heard of Wynton Kelly. I never heard of McCoy Tyner. Like those cats, you know, I like the concept of transcribing was new to me. So did a lot of that. You know, I did some Chick Corea, did some Ahmad Jamal. You know, I did that for like my junior recital.
You did a Herbie tribute.
Yeah. So that was my junior recital. Like I was familiar a little bit with Herbie before I came to school. But yeah, for my senior recital, I did a Herbie Hancock tribute. And I was just trying to do the classic. I'm like, yeah, Butterfly Chameleon. He's like, no. We're finna dig like you know, go a little B-side. He's like, we can do some stuff, but like, hey, we're gonna go B-side, really get into kind of like what he was thinking of that's not like the most popular Herbie stuff. So it was about half and half. But that was a lot of fun. Put that together, and it was really cool. And then I did that show, shout out Fountain Lewis. He actually put that show on and like let me do it for real and sell tickets, all that good stuff.
So Herbie, so what albums were you sort of pulling from Herbie?
We did Never Said. That was from a movie. I forget the movie it was. What we did.
Chance song, yeah.
Yeah. We did Never Said. We did Dolphin Dance. I didn't know Dolphin Dance before. I don't think we might have done Dolphin Dance like in improv class or something though. We did. He had a cover of a New York Minute. I did Tell Me a Bedtime Story. That was Glassman's version of Tell Me a Bedtime Story. Okay. And we did like three other. What about
songs.
The old school
Sly.
We did Sly.
Okay, you did Sly from the Headhunters. You also did an early Herbie song, E flat.
Oh, don't.
Yes.
What's the name of that? Drifting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite Herbie Hancock record?
That's record
album.
Yes. Album.
Probably the Headhunters one. It's on the wall. I don't know if you. Yeah, there you go. Probably
Headhunters. Which one? Which Headhunters?
The one that's got Watermelon Man and Chameleon and all that.
Okay. Yeah. Who's on that? You know who's on that record?
Off the top, I don't have the credits off the top. I don't have the credits off the top.
You thought I was gonna give the test, huh?
I was just like, I didn't really know what I was signing up for. I don't know. I'm like,
No,
I'm
you
sure
signed up. Oh, you signed up. You see, I'm easy. I ease you in now.
I'm sure
I ease you in now. But now the cauldron is warming up. Now it's warming up, man. Now it's warming up.
It's nothing to
You
hide.
better
If I
turn the
don't know-
AC on. Turn the AC on because it's about to get a little hot.
Hey man, if I don't know it off the top, it ain't that's not. I'm here to push my products. I'm here to push my products.
Wow.
Well,
let me ask a question, Chris. Why is that important that he should know, or other people should know who's on the album and all the album stuff? Like, why is that important? Because conceptually, they may not have a concept of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the history of what you're listening to is just as important as what you're listening to. So knowing who contributed to the sound of what you're hearing is super important, because the Headhunters is an institution. It's not just Herbie. Right. You have other cats who are essential to that sound. Paul Jackson, Harvey Mason, Bill Summers, and then the second record with Mike Clark, taking over on drums. And Herbie, the way Herbie chooses his musicians, and this is something that you guys should study and think about. Why are these cats choosing the musicians that they chose for the sound that they had at that time? It wasn't about who was hot, had the most chops, who was had the most. We obviously didn't have social media or anything back then, but they were choosing guys because they could give them a sound that they wanted for whatever concept they had at the time. And I just think that's a little bit of a lost art, is knowing how to choose the right people for your projects, because everybody's good at this point. Everybody's talented. Everybody's got chops. Every drummer I hear, everybody got chops. But when it comes to being able to play music, play the composition, understand production, understand sounds, understand how to, depending on what you're writing, okay, sometimes, like Tyrone and I, we've done so many sessions, so many live shows, so many whatever, but when we're in the studio, there's always it's always very like choosing what's right for that thing. For sure. It has nothing to do. And then live, we're thinking a different way. So, and those are things that you kind of get through years of experience. And but that's why it's important, man, to know what your heroes. Try to learn, understand how they were thinking, try to find out information. Why was Harvey Mason, why wasn't Billy Cobham on that record? Billy Cobham was just playing, in today's times, why is Robert Glasper choosing Chris Dave? Do you think that's an accident? Do you think that's because he heard Chris Dave playing fast over some other? It's like, no, it's concept. It's because Chris understands that Jay Dilla, and he taught that to Glasper. That's how he learned. So knowing those things, that's kind of like what I'm going for, is when you're talking about history and why history is so important. So that would be what I'm thinking. For sure.
Yeah. I like, even though I may not know like the names and stuff, I do definitely know, say we were just talking about Drifting. Drifting would sound different if it was the Headhunters playing it, and then vice versa, or the people that were on that song were playing like Watermelon Man or like Chameleon or something like that.
Well, he recorded Watermelon Man before that version of Watermelon
Man. Right. Yeah, he has a lot of versions of that song.
Yeah, but the original version was a whole different feel and stuff. So to hear who contributed to making that Watermelon Man on the Headhunters sound like that is just like allowing those people to have impact on your compositions,
For sure.
which is something that is kind of being lost art because love Jacob Collier, but I remember when he first started off, it was him controlling everything. He's playing the bass,
Yeah.
playing all this stuff, and I didn't quite dig that as much. It was very, very heroic that one person could do all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when he started playing with a band, it opened it up. Like there's times
sure.
where I may play with Chris and I have a concept of a groove or whatever. And Chris said, well, what do you think about this? Right. And then I have to acquiesce because I'm like, okay, yeah, he's a drummer. He's going to interpret it differently. But I could have said, nah, bruh, we're going to do it like this.
Yeah.
Now, I was impressed though, because what people don't know about you, or they should know about you, you could be low key a control freak, which piano lends itself to anyway. But I went to your album release party in Macon.
Live recording.
Live record. I'm so
Mhm.
sorry. Excuse me.
I mean, like, it was that was the album.
Okay. Yes. When was that? 2 years ago?
That was November 23. That was November 2023. Yeah.
Okay. I went to that. I was really impressed because you gave Xavier a lot of control as a music director. And I've never seen you do that other than me saying, Zach, don't say anything, don't make up a groove, don't do it, because that came natural to you, right?
Right.
So I was trying to get you prepared for an environment where you're not going to be the man all the time, you know?
Mhm.
And so but to kind of talk about that, you gave Xavier like more control as the MD to take care of things. And how did that free things up for you?
In a way, kind of that's what happened.
You still control. But go ahead.
My name's on the album. I'm recording. My name's on the bill for the studio. My name is on
yes, I got you.
So
We got
so here's the thing. But Zay does work a lot hand in hand with me. And I will say this though. I have become like when I'm writing these songs and like rehearsing this stuff, I will go to the group and be like, oh, is this cool? Do I need to pull back here? Like what makes it that like yes, it's my composition, but what makes the most sense to work with the group? That sort of thing, instead of me just being like, oh, I'm not listening to any suggestions or whatever. So for that live recording, we had click tracks. We had click tracks, just with the metronome, just the metronome. But like I had pre-recorded some of the cues already in there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be in the talkback mic giving direction for the whole time. But I did ask Zay to give me like a little bit of like to help me out a little bit.
And for conceptual purposes, you had a string section.
Strings.
Horn section.
I had strings. I had 2 horns. Shout out Grady and DeMonte. Christian Moore was on guitar. I had Zay Jones on electric bass, key bass, and electric upright.
You had percussion.
I was on keys. Carlos Diaz was on percussion, and my homie Jamar was on drums.
Okay,
so
big situation at legendary Capricorn Studios, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trying to keep the legend and that going and stuff. Filling some big shoes in Macon, Georgia. Advertising for the crowd. All these hats you had to wear, and I was really impressed how you curated that show. So I was like, oh, okay. Seems like he was paying attention and stuff.
Much appreciated, man. Yeah, and that's like when Chris was talking about choosing people for the band. All of the people that I chose, for the most part, were my first choices because I know that they can jazz, but I know that they can give me this funk and like they can give me the R&B flavor as well. So hopefully I did good. Tyrone was there, so hopefully everyone executed what needed to be done.
Yeah, I gave up a premium gig night to come out there. A premium one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And shout out to everyone else. Shout out to everyone who was a part of it because I know it was a Saturday night, and I'm like, dog. Well, we did Friday and Saturday, and it was in Macon. I did it at Capricorn. I did my first album at Capricorn, and I was like, when I came with the idea of doing this, I'm like, I'm not trying to work with anybody new. I want to work with people that I know doing the full thing. I want to do it as a show. So shout out to everyone coming to Macon to do it and giving up their wedding gigs that night.
All right, so what you got coming up next?
Man, I got a few things going on. So I also host a podcast. I host the Major Keys podcast. I talk to keyboard players about what they have going on. I've talked to a lot of people that we know. Y'all know Larry Wilson has been on there. T. Lee has been on there. Okay. Season 2, episode 5 has someone you might know him, Tyrone Jackson. He's whatever. He's been on there.
My mom said it was one of the best episodes. She saw it. I don't know how. She's like, I saw you on this young man station. It was called something.
His station.
But I was like, Mom, you talking about Zach? Yes, he spoke very highly of you. You really represent. I was like, Mom, thanks. My mom hooked on YouTube now, so
she saw it for real. That's cool.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
My mom Googles me or YouTubes me. Weirdest thing. So, she said, "Can I give you a critique, honey?" I said, "I guess so, Mom." She's like, "You got to lose some weight, honey." That's my mom's. I was like, "Yes, Mom. I'm quite aware of everything that leads to weight. I have, whatever it is. Insomnia, I got that. Okay." But anyway, yeah.
But no, we did that episode a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun. I interviewed all my teachers. Like Tyrone's my college professor, but I had like 3 teachers before him, so I got to interview all of them. Also got to interview Casey Benjamin and Sean Martin before they passed. Yeah, so shout out to both of them. New season coming up. Kenny Banks Jr. is on it. Okay. Who else do y'all know? Greg Satterwhite is on it.
Okay.
Is on the new season. So that's what I got coming up.
Wait, what about C3PO? You had him on there too.
Oh, J3PO. I've had J3PO. I've had 30-something guests on the podcast. I'm trying to shout out I had J3PO. I had Nick Simrad on there. James Francis is going to be on the new season.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, James.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of cats, man. So
you got something coming out, like a EP or something?
Yeah, I got an EP coming out. So the live recording that I did in November, I just wanted to have some different versions of the songs and just have some fun with it. So I grabbed some musicians. We went to Studio 806 in Riverdale, and the Studio 806 sessions will be out Monday. I'm premiering the video Monday, April 14th.
Wow.
On YouTube. So that's like a few songs it's like 3 songs from the album and like 1 new one. And I'm DJing. That's a lot of fun. I might put some Tyrone Jackson in the queue. Scenario might make it. Scenario might make it in the queue, man.
Hey, man, cool. Because up until maybe 3 months ago, nobody's been able to play that song except for the cat who played drums on it and the original band, which was I think Joel and you, Chris, right? No, it was Craig. Craig, you, me.
Craig was on that?
Keonis. Yeah, Craig was on it.
Okay.
I remember it was Craig was on it because Craig was thinking of it in 6/8 instead of whatever the 3 was. And so yeah. But yes, and then Cats finally learned it for a gig, and I was like impressed. But nobody's been ever able to play that song, and I didn't think it was that difficult, but I guess it is.
Hey man, we got it, bro. We got it. There we go. What we talking about? Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Anyway, so yeah, the 806 Sessions is coming out, but my album Keep Pressing On is out right now. We got it on CD. Oh. We got it on vinyl.
Oh.
We got it on vinyl, man.
Nice.
Go to ZachWKeys.com and go get you one.
Beautiful. Yeah,
man.
All right. Any last words before we move on?
I thought I was gonna get roasted a lot more. We
can do that.
I'm glad
we can do that.
We can arrange that, but
no. It's all right.
We got plenty of time for that.
No. Nah, appreciate y'all having me on. It was a good time. That's me. Man. Appreciate y'all having me on. Chris, hope to play with you soon. Just saw Tyrone. I had to run up on Tyrone to get confirmation that I was on the podcast. Like I went to the Boom Trio show on Sunday. He said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're on it this week." I was like, "Hey man, that's all I needed.
Wow, you don't even talk about how I sounded at the Boom Trio thing? You don't even get that in?
Well, y'all usually do that on the recap.
You say you're proud of your mentor or whatever? No.
Everyone knows, man. It was a killing show, man. It was a dope show.
Oh, damn.
Dope show.
Oh, really? Nice. Anything that I played inspired you, I guess? Dang.
The first time I saw you, when I saw the FTMO show, you had quoted 1,000 miles, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that.
That's what you take.
Nah, you would. In all seriousness, I was like, you played Clav on one song, and I was like, man, he could have dug in some more, man. I was like, I know you wanted to, but you were being like restraintful, and you knew that it was a your show. But I was like, man, he could have. I know he wanted. I was like, that was funky though. I don't think I've ever heard you play clap before.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
It was a killing, of course. That's why I went.
Okay.
Come on, man.
You're my second ever graduate, Brad. You know what I'm saying? You turned the corner when you were a junior. We were fighting, bro, freshman and senior. That's that sophomore year. And then all of a sudden, you just kind of said, "I'm going to listen to this cat." I don't know what.
I broke up with my girlfriend, man. I was like, all right, time to get to work. time to get to work.
But yeah, I was really proud that you turned the corner. And I remember telling you, I was like, "Brad, if you had started off like this, imagine where we would be." Right?
For sure.
But
hey, we're here now.
You made it.
Yes. It's all a lesson. We keep pressing on. You know what I'm saying?
You're
ExactlyTheKeys.com, man. It's on all the streaming platforms.
Gotta love Zach. Well, thank you, brother. Y'all go check out his projects, man. You won't be disappointed. Really proud of this cat. And thanks for keeping the legacy up, bro. Keep shedding. I don't see yet none of the jazz jam sessions anymore. So work that stuff back up, bro.
They start too late. I told Larry Wilson, I'm like, dog, it starts at 10. I'm like, 8:30, I'm winding down. If I'm at home. I'm winding down.
Like, you an old man before you became a young man, bro.
It's different out of here in these streets now, man. It's kids.
I do try to be better about it, but like if I'm out already, I be at the hangs.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell this quick story that encapsulate our relationship.
Tell the story, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell this quick story that encapsulate me and Zach's relationship. My CD release party
that I ended up going to.
Yes, which Chris was a part of.
Killed.
Right. I said, hey man, just casual conversation. You coming out to the CD release? This cat tells me there's a Wings festival where they're gonna have vendors from all over making wings.
And it was like at the same time, man. I was
I said, are you serious? You gonna get some lemon pepper wings?
Not just lemon pepper. They probably have buffalo. They probably have Parmesan garlic. They probably had like a Hawaiian sort of situation.
I didn't know if I had the power to do it or not, but I said, dude, if you don't make this, I'm gonna fail you, bro. I said, forget about the wings, bro. And he was really thinking about going. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna do it for you. It's a big sacrifice. I was like, a wings festival,
Zach.
But also, obviously, Chris, I was messing with him. Obviously, I was messing with him,
man. But okay, so let me ask you a question about this.
Ask me a question.
Yeah. All right, man. Is it ranch or blue cheese, man?
I prefer ranch. Ranch is my go-to, but I don't dislike blue cheese. Blue cheese, but ranch is the go-to. See, we can have Chris and I are gonna go this year. Usually, like it's April. It's
I just wanted to know preferences.
Flats or drums? Flats or drums?
I'm a drums guy.
I'm a drums guy, of course. Drums. But also,
what's your preference, ranch or blue cheese, Chris?
Oh, I'm a blue cheese guy.
Okay, that's the original, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also, in hindsight, I've promoted that album. I promoted FTMO so much.
You have.
I promoted at my junior recital. I said, shout out Tyrone Jackson, get FTMO right now. I did it at the senior recital. I bought copies. I bought multiple copies,
Beautiful. Hey, can you play the bridge to my song, FTMO?
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay, Sunday, come out to the gig and you're playing it.
What do I have to do Sunday though? I feel like there's something going on Sunday. I feel like there's something going on.
I think there's a Wings. Is there a Wings festival on Sunday?
What time is the gig?
Man,
what time is the gig?
Bruh.
What time is your gig on Sunday?
Wow, it's just been all promoted all over the whole thing. 6 p.m.
Oh yeah. See, my deal starts at 5:45. So
I want to hear that bridge, bro. I want to hear that bridge to my song.
Hey, man.
You got the hard part. Oh, man. This cat learned the hardest part of the song, Chris. Then we get to the little walking section. Nothing. I was like, dude, why would you learn? But
it was really, in all seriousness, that was the time, like, I was like, dog, I need something to challenge me. And, like, I just learned.
Right.
I was just trying to learn the lick and get it up to speed.
Right.
Not that I can't play the song. Come on now. But I'm just like during that time, I'm like, man, let me get to work on something. And I'm gonna finally learn the lick. That lick, like that line.
La Martina said, "Did McCartney play all his Wings tunes at the festival?"
Stupid, man. John is silly,
low key.
bro.
No, man, but I'm, hey, if you pass through, be ready to play.
For sure. And then,
Yeah.
but no, we got that concept that we got to work on, and I've had some ideas on it.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll talk to Chris about it too, because we were talking about the same thing. Cats are not doing that anymore these days. So yeah, let's do it. Well, thanks, Zach.
Absolutely appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Yeah, you take it easy, brother.
Yes, sir. Y'all be cool.
All right, man. All right.
Man, young whippersnapper, man.
It's good to know what the youngins are doing, man. This is we need to investigate that a little bit more.
Right.
This is from Mr. Gross.
I'm a whippersnapper, huh?
So you a whipper than snapper. So you're not an old head, you a whippersnapper, man.
Yeah. I'm mid-range, bro. Midi.
It's a rant time, man.
Yeah, let's go with the rant, bro. Let's know what happened, bro.
Man. So this is, you and I have been a part of jam session culture for a while now, right? We've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, right? We've been there as kind of young guys back in the day, getting picked over or chosen over, or and then you might get up there and they give you a ballad or whatever. They give you nothing to play. So we've seen, man, I feel like we're sort of we've seen pretty much everything that there is to see at jam sessions, and
right.
The one thing that is true about most sessions is that most, which I guess let's just call them pro players, right? Cats who can really play, they don't come out to jam sessions. Why don't they come out to jam sessions, man? Because they don't want to be subjected to something that, in for lack of a better terms, is below their standard a lot of times.
Okay.
Or they don't know who they're going to play with. So they're just really protecting a lot of times. They're just protecting themselves, which, you and I have talked a lot about lately, right? About certain things that we understand now that maybe we didn't understand 10 years ago. That's just part of the process, right? So,
right.
So, but ideally, what the sessions are supposed to be for is for the young guys to.
Now, before we continue with that thought, there is a concept that when the Killing Cats come out, the leader put the Killing Cats together to play. So it's not like if you're a Killing Cat, you're gonna be stuck with a regular person. Unless you're new to town and people don't know who you are, so you have to just do that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's a good point. If you can put cats together, you do, right? So that everybody's playing together, everybody's kind of on the same level. But ideally, what the sessions are for is for, it's supposed to be that you have older, more experienced, mature guys who can help the young guys out. That's ideally what one of the functions. Not every function. Some jam sessions are right. So there's different, but a lot of times now, what sessions are just basically open mics, and they're an invitation for someone to come do their what they believe is their weekly performance, right? So
Right.
so you get some of everybody, right? So last night, a young sax player who comes diligently, right, every week, right? Picks a
Mhm.
new song, whatever. And it just so happens that there were so one of the thing about sessions is there's a time constraint, right? So some people
Right.
that don't kind of know that. So you're trying to get everybody an opportunity to play and you're trying to get everybody in. So sometimes you end up with a good number of guys on stage. So everybody
Right.
can't either take a solo or get a solo maybe on that particular tune, or you try to get them to take short solos so everybody
Right.
can take one, right? So but young guys don't really understand time yet, you
Right.
know. They're busy trying to figure out what they're going to play.
Right.
And so they play and they play and they play and they play, and a lot of times they do go over. They're like they play
Right.
longer than they probably should. But as keepers of the of the try to do the right, you accept that, and then you talk to them maybe later about it,
Right.
or but you have to let them sort of figure that out, like,
Yeah.
because sooner or later what's going to happen, they're going to get cut off,
Right.
and then they're going to, well, what happened? Well, dude, you're playing too many choruses, you're going too long, you
Right.
know.
Right.
You can't sit here and play 20 choruses on a tune.
Right.
But this particular kid, man, he's sort of, he's got some other stuff going on too, so he doesn't understand that yet,
Yeah.
right?
Socially, he doesn't know but he's a regular. He's coming out. You offer a cat like that some leeway because the parents come out, they're spending money.
Right,
He's
right,
excited. We're
right.
talking about getting young people excited about the music, and he is. So, what's the problem? If he was an older cat that was going 20, 30 courses, I'd probably say something. We got enough of
Absolutely,
we have enough of
absolutely,
those, don't we?
absolutely,
And
absolutely,
people scared to talk to.
absolutely. So, um, new cat kind of coming in, seen him before, guitar player, uh, comes in, older guy, and so we're playing. What we're we playing? Not
Cousin Mary. Cousin
playing,
Mary.
which is a blues, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're up there playing. This is a blues. This cat, how old would you say the guitar player? How old
About
was
60.
60 something?
Yeah.
Okay, uh, fumbling, don't know, can't play. Okay, you trying to play? Okay, we played a bossa on the tune before that. You didn't even know what to
Mhm.
do on that.
Didn't know what to do on it.
You 60 something years old and coming in and can't play. You're looking at
Right.
your phone, trying to find a change for a blues.
A flat. Right.
So, young saxophone player ends up cutting the cat off. But it wasn't his fault. Okay. He was
But it
told to
doesn't
do
matter.
that.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yes, but I'm at
Doesn't
least,
matter.
but I'm just bringing it
Right. Put it in
into
perspective. Right.
perspective. So anyway, so we end the song and we get off stage. I just happened to be coming off stage at the same time as the guitar player. Young boy, 17,
Yeah, 17.
18 at the most,
17. Yeah.
goes to the guitar player and he comes out of his and says, "Hey man, I am really sorry about cutting your solo off."
Mhm.
Totally apologetic.
Nice.
Totally.
Nice.
Well, I don't understand why you guys have to take 40 choruses on a jam session and blah, 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 blah. I say, hey, man, 17 years old. He doesn't understand what's going on yet. He's learning. What's your excuse? He's 17.
I missed that joint. Dang.
Oh, well, I guess, we're all here to learn. Man, go sit down and shut up. Well, I mean, so this is your MO to attack an 17, 18-year-old kid that you drive.
Fatu,
Okay, so let's
you
tell it.
asked
Let's
what
tell
you
it
missed.
all.
That's
Let's
what you
tell it
missed,
all.
Fatu.
You ain't got no. You driving down. What did he say? He was driving down from Chattanooga
Chattanooga, 2 hours. Yeah.
to a jam session, bro. What does that tell you? Now, I'm calling this out because it really you can't play. So you got something to say
Right.
to a young cat trying to figure it out? Are you serious right now, man? Are you serious?
Well, what do you think the agenda was from this cat? Like, why would he come down 2 hours from Chattanooga?
Because he don't have anything. He don't have anything else to do. He don't have any gigs. He probably done got run out of every session up there. This is what guys do. This is what cats like that do, man. We call them rodents, bro. They come in, they find us, they find a spot, right?
Right.
I'm just telling the truth.
Right.
They find a spot where they can come in and act like they found a home.
Right.
And the bad part of this is that the cat was completely welcomed, man, at first, man.
Yeah.
Now you might be a struggling cat. You got some other stuff going on. Hey, man, come down and play some tunes, man. No problem. Nobody's going to run you off the stage. Nobody's going to say anything.
But it's not his place to do that, though. It wasn't his place.
Not his place. I mean, that's an understatement. That's an understatement.
Right. But what do you have to gain to tell a kid, hey, you think you're funny choruses? That's not your job. You're a guest, bro. Like, you come to my house as a guest and you're going to tell me, man, you got too many coffee mugs. Yo, bro, this is my house, bro.
But okay, so let's use that analogy because you have had people in your house. This is so funny because our man Teddy Rollins this comes up a lot with him at church. The pastor at River is like, man, I'll let anybody in my house.
Right.
Because
right.
you let the wrong people in your house, what happens?
Yeah. All kind of stuff can happen.
So again, come down, play. The door's open. You know what I'm saying? Right. You found a place. Ain't nobody vibing you. You talk about getting vibed. You sitting there watching. You like, dang, he close to Chris's high. Why is he right on top of it? Did I say anything?
No.
Did I say anything about him bumbling and stumbling over a blues? Did I say anything because he don't know how to play a bossa nova and he's a guitar player?
You could have told him that.
I could have told him that. But what? It's like, man, the cat's just here he's just trying to play, man. So what?
Right.
You know what I mean? But when he did that, man, it's like game on, bro. Okay, you stepped into the wrong place.
Right. When you come into a situation like that, you're not the leader. You think you're going to get gigs, people going to hire you because of that? Like, I'm not going to hire a cat that's going to be yelling at a 17-year-old kid. Why? And you can't play either.
Well, you weren't hiring him anyway.
No.
I mean, looking like you just came out. You living in somebody's basement.
Oh, he had a suit jacket on. He was ready. He was ready for this one.
Yeah, and some.
I missed that situation though. I wish I would have seen that joint.
I mean, it's. I'm not surprised though, because you get kind of a vibe about certain people, man. And right. The cat. I seen the cat, but I noticed he didn't have nothing to say over at Red Light.
Nah, he got his issue over there.
And he got sat down.
Yeah.
He got sat down because it's one thing, man. Yeah, you are welcome. It's an open session, man. Come play, shut your mouth, play your tunes, go sit down. Get you something to drink, get you something to eat, whatever. Try to meet. I mean, again, John Lamontina and I were talking about this. He's like, man, it's disrespectful when people just come in and play and then they leave. That's another issue. How you don't have nothing to say to them? You're not trying to meet any. You're just coming in like.
Well, Lamontina been in the game for a while. If he's not yelling at anybody, he shouldn't. The guy shouldn't be like yelling at anybody.
But it's just, man. It's just. What's the word? The audacity.
Yeah, the audacity.
You want to put it into a big word, right?
give me a little $5 word.
$5 word. Got it off of the front of Obama's book. But I mean, look, it's one of those things, man. I just feel like, dude, the way that we were raised, the stuff that, like, I've had some cats say some stuff, it just fueled me. Anything that anybody would say to me, and I got a lot of them back. But that just, that kind of thing, would it have been different if it was an adult and he said it? Probably, maybe a little bit, but not, I figure, okay, I'm not going to step in on if he said something to, whatever, but it would have been interesting. I would
pull someone aside, because there are some adults who do it, but I have pulled a cat on the side and I said this. I said, hey man, we as a rhythm section are working hard back there. Could you give us a break? We're playing the fastest song and you're taking 24, 25 choruses. If y'all want to know, the choruses is one time around a tune, right? And I said, yo, hey bro, we build the energy up. We're responsible for that. It's not even just the physical play. It's the mental thing that you're bringing the intensity up. You climax the thing and then drop it down and you go on to another thing. And we're like, this should be it, right?
They don't understand. And so I know exactly what you're talking about, right? Because we used to go through that
with the cat, but there's that famous story of Miles and Coltrane, where Miles is talking to Coltrane. Coltrane's like, man, I just can't stop playing. I just got all these ideas and stuff. How do I deal with that? And Miles said, take the horn out your mouth. That's how you deal with it, right? And so it happens on the whole levels, all levels, right? And then Coltrane releases an album, My Favorite Things, where it's 30, 40 minutes. Nobody was doing stuff like that. But that's freaking Coltrane. So conceptually, it's not a jam session, so don't take it out on your rhythm section like that. We're not getting paid to just build you up the whole time, drop it back down all of a sudden, or the energy is there and you go for
but man, they don't even understand the concept of that though.
Right.
It's not like
bass players walking all hard and stuff, man, and y'all don't want the bass player to use an amp. You want them to dig in, but come on, bro, be respectful. But like you said, it's a conversation that you have,
Right.
So,
and there's a way to have a conversation.
Yes.
And he said, had he tried to be diplomatic about it, or there's a million other ways to say that, right?
And also, here it is. It's an opportunity for you, bro, to have more face time. If they're playing 20 choruses and you had some jam session, it's not a 3-minute song and then you off and not playing it. At least you're playing in somewhere new for 20 choruses. The least you could do is at least comp so well so we can hear that you could comp. You got 20 choruses to show us what you're made of, and we can't find out anything. You 0 for 24. Yeah, I was 0 for 7. You 0 for 24 choruses. Nah, I'm mad. How dare you? You 0 for 24. You 0 for 50.
You 0 for 2 genres, bossa and
0 for 2 genres.
Man, that cat
amplify your amp. You couldn't figure out how to amplify work.
He's batting 0.000.0000000.
Get out of here, man.
So, but man, it's so par for the course. It's like cats like that, man. They never succeed. They will never succeed at all, even on on a jam, like just being part of something, being part of a session. Just there's a bunch of people that we've known through the years, man. They're not professionals. They're not trying to be professionals, but they have regular jobs. They come in, they sing their one song or play on a couple of tunes, man, and they're on cloud nine, bro. They're on cloud
I
nine.
hope he shows up tomorrow. I'm going to give him the business.
Who?
The said guitar player. I hope.
Oh yeah. Oh, he'll be there. What else he got to do?
I'm gonna give him the business.
I'm gonna be there because I'll be there too, man. I'll be staring right at him.
Let's do it. Playing wise, right at him. Playing wise. There's a way, if he can hang after we finish with him, then he'll earn a spot. But I don't think he'll be able to hang. Yeah.
So that's the rant, and very. Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I mean, I just it. I think it's a disappointing thing that, especially in these times, man. Like cats, like you don't have there. I mean, the few gigs that there are, which this can't ain't even about to even get not one sniff, right?
Right.
Like, but it plays into the stereotype of the disgruntled quote unquote jazz musician,
Yeah, it could be enough to stop a young person from coming out. Just that instance, something like that.
And so here that's the bigger picture of this. Had I not been there, right?
Yeah.
The effect on that could have been bad.
Yeah. Especially since the kid went out of his way to apologize.
That's the whole thing.
He could have handled it a different way. He could have said, "Man, don't worry about it." He's like, "Hey, just for future reference, you don't have to take that many choruses of solo." Could have said that,
and that would have been you could still look at it as an a-hole if he said, but it wouldn't have been as crazy. That was crazy, man. But people are crazy. It's just crazy, bro. People think they can just say and do anything now, man.
Yeah. Our producer said a teaching moment missed. A teachable moment missed. And that is correct.
Well, like I said, he's gonna be there tomorrow. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. You ain't gonna do nothing.
See what I'm gonna do?
You don't do nothing, bro.
You
nice, man.
Wait a second. You don't remember the Twain's days? You don't remember when the cat would get up there and it seemed like nothing was affected? I said, I look at you and Craig. I was like, let's go. Put him in the blender, bro.
That ain't gonna do no good.
You don't remember me going to Bird and Brew? You don't remember that? When that kid from Emory was playing, or wherever he was from, the saxophone player? Was I too nice then? You don't remember Sam Ash jam session?
All right, I'll give you that one. That was a good one.
You remember the jam session at Sam Ash when his cat started playing over the whole thing? I said, "Hey, bro, not now, bro. You get a chance to play a tune." Then I stopped the tune. I said, "Hey, bro, we are playing right now."
You did stop it, man. You stopped it cold, man. You stopped the music, dude.
Stop the music. I was like, "Hey, man, we gonna." That guy wanted to fight after that. I was like, "Bro, that dude was steaming, bro. He was steaming."
Was that the dude? He just popped up. Was he just popped up on the? Kept popping up on the tunes, man.
Man, get out of here, man.
Oh man, Sam Ash.
Like, do you know the song? He says no. I had to stop the song. I said, "Do you know the song?" No. Well, why are you playing? Then he looked at me. I was like, "Bro, I don't know what's on your mind, bro." I'm from NOLA, bro. I mean, it seems like I'm in education, bro. But come on.
Well,
so you don't think I'm just gonna be nice?
I just said you were nice. That's all.
You say I'm not gonna do anything. If the cat show up, he's gonna get the business.
He's gonna show up, man.
I can't wait.
He gonna show up.
Yeah, so. Come on out. Get a little taste.
All right, guys. Great show. Packed show. Next week, we are going to go to YouTube exclusively. Just YouTube. So
My man
subscribe to the
Cosmic Hippo
channel.
is already on YouTube, so that's
A
dope.
lot of people are on YouTube there,
Yeah.
but we got to get the some of these. What you say your mom said? I saw you on a
on a
what you say,
wait, I'm about to say it. She said on
a program or something.
program.
No, was,
Yeah. I saw
was
you
it
on a
program? Was it
Yeah, I think
program?
a
No, it was
program.
something better than that.
It was better than
Anyway.
it was like I saw you on not a showing, starts with an S. What did she say? Dang it.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
We'll run it back and find out, man. That
Yeah,
joke was
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
So subscribe to the YouTube. We are going to be on YouTube exclusively. Our guest next week will be none other than Daryl Reeves,
Yes.
saxophonist, composer, producer.
Check out Mercury if you can before Tuesday.
So
check out.
So yeah. So
Station.
guys,
she said station.
Station. I saw you on the Young Boys Station.
I saw you on that Young Boys Station.
So all right, guys. Unity Jazz Sunday, 6 o'clock.
Yes. 6 o'clock, Waller's Coffee Shop. Ticket sales are kind of ashy, so if y'all meaning to come out, let a brother know that you're gonna buy tickets at the
kind of ashy, man.
A little ashy, bro.
A little dry,
bro. Need a little love, bro.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody. Red Light tomorrow night, as Brian just presented, and thank you to Zach for coming in and blessing us, man. We'll have him back at another time, and good luck to him and everything that he's doing. And with that, man, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night.
Nice.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Set your notification bell.
And next
all right, guys.
On YouTube. Next week
we're on YouTube. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Peace.